What it do, YouTube, and welcome back to the AOVI Clan channel. This is Nessinator1, the Clan channel host, bringing you guys another Call of Duty Ghost gameplay and commentary. The gameplay provided to you guys by U1z PR Chaos on the map Gold Rush, part of the final DLC map pack Nemesis for Call of Duty Ghost. And I know we've been putting up a lot of Nemesis gameplay as far as the maps are concerned, everything from Dynasty to Sub-Zero to Showtime and of course Gold Rush. I think this is our third Gold Rush upload, and it's just a really fun map. We love this map. We have a lot of good gameplays on this map. I think this is actually one of my favorite maps of Call of Duty Ghost. I don't know about you guys. We'll get into that in a second, but want to thank you guys out there. We have a bunch of new subscribers that came in last week. To you guys, I say welcome. Hopefully you guys can continue to find our channel entertaining. Please stay active. Let us know what you think. We'd like to get opinions. We'd like to get little discussions going. And what we're going to get involved with today in the commentary is the Call of Duty Ghost maps. What do you guys out there think of the Call of Duty Ghost maps? I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about the design, the size, compared to other Call of Duty games that you played. How do you enjoy these maps? How do you compare them to the other games that you've played? And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I think Call of Duty Ghost maps are some of the best maps that Call of Duty's ever had to offer. Now, before I get into that, because I want to make sure I clarify a few things, I think these maps are the best looking aesthetically. I think the design is awesome. The way the maps flow, obviously they're not the usual 3-lane maps that we're used to, where you can go left, right, or down the middle. These are very intricate. There's a lot of different flanking routes. These maps should have been a blast to play, honestly. But unfortunately, the way the community plays the game and the way that people out there approach these type of maps is they camp. And I call it the perfect storm as far as all the elements coming together to make these maps and this game not a pleasant experience for most. And the reasoning because of that, and I've said this in previous videos, was as Chaos gets the teabag right there for the field order. And also, before I get into it, look at the way I love this hit right here. Get off my stairs, going that way, thank you very much. And I would say with these maps, the perfect storm elements that came together is you don't have a dependable UAV system, first off and foremost. No UAV system allows people to camp. I mean, it's that simple. If you look at Black Ops 2 and the people that still play Black Ops 2, a lot of them still run UAV because it's very crucial to put your enemies up on the radar to know where they're at. And the mini-map here, and just the SATCOM, style of gameplay this is, where even if you put up one SATCOM, it doesn't really give you a great reading as far as where people are, and you have to put 2 or 3 down to really get a dependable UAV system to know where people are at. And of course, most of your teammates are not running it, so you're just throwing up, one SATCOM at a time as Chaos gets the wolf pack right there and lets out the hounds. It doesn't help. So of course a lot of people are going to sit in corner camp, and then you have now these new maps that are very intricate in design. There's so many nooks and crannies, like people hold long lines of sight like that guy right there. You would never know where these people are. And that's why a lot of people today use oracles and things, because we don't know where anybody's at. We're getting shot from the back, people are spawning behind us. There's really no way to tell where people are coming from, the direction they're spawning, or anything. So that makes the game a little bit more camp friendly, because people can spawn, people can spawn and then camp in their spawn. People can camp anywhere they want, and you can turn a corner unsuspectedly getting shot by some guy laying on the floor. And that's just the way this game kind of played out, because of the way people play. So I think if it would have had a UAV system, it would have been a lot different, this game. I think it would have been a more pleasurable experience for a lot more people, especially people that like to rush and push the issue. But unfortunately, that is not Call of Duty Ghost, and I think that is the reason this game is frowned upon so much in the Call of Duty community. Even though, like I said before, this game is not my least favorite, it's definitely not my favorite, but there are things that I'm beginning to enjoy about it. The hit detection, the fluidity, the way the character moves. And again, I do like the maps. I enjoy these maps. The map packs that came out. Well, before we get into the map packs that came out, the original maps, there are, of course, maps on there that I think are too big. You got Siege, Stormfront, and Stonehaven. Very big maps. The Call of Duty community asked for big maps. They got them. They weren't happy with them, of course, because people were camping using infrared scopes and hiding with, ghillie suits on the other side of the map. You couldn't even see where you're getting shot from. And, the developers, I think, need to understand people are going to play this game that way. and you can't give those type of advantage, that type of advantage to those type of players, because then that's going to frustrate other type of players that are good at the game, and then people are going to start slamming the game. So you want to make sure it's skill based, and you don't want to give those type of players an advantage ever. And I think that's kind of where Call of Duty Ghosts got hung up on that. You know, those big maps, I think they would be fun to play like on a playlist like Ground War. You know, 6v6, TDM, kill confirmed, and even domination wasn't too bad on those big maps. But even then, I think those maps would have been better in a Ground War type playlist. Obviously, you know, playing on the 360, there is no Ground War. I'm not sure how the Xbox One people feel about how those maps played out in Ground War, because it seems like it'd be a lot more fun and just a easier game to deal with if you had more people on the battlefield, more targets to aim at. Because, you know, when you have 6v6, there's a lot of the times that those clocks expired before we even reached 75 kills or 65 tags, because people were camping so hard and you had to walk a good 2 minutes to get to the other side of the map. So, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, those maps in itself did not kill this game for me as far as the map design, because like I said, I really did enjoy the maps. You know, Warhawk was one of my favorites. Strike Zone was awesome. I didn't mind Freight, Sovereign. I think, you know, they were all playable. And then, of course, Octane as well is one of my favorites. And then the DLC packs, we had Invasion, Onslaught, Devastation, and of course Nemesis. Onslaught was the first, Devastation was the second, Invasion was the third, and Nemesis being the last. I enjoyed most of them. I would say Onslaught and Devastation, they were okay. You know, I liked what they did with the Predator and the Michael Myers. Adding that kind of aspect to the game did make it fun, did make it a little bit more enjoyable. Although those maps were both very camp heavy, Fog being one of them for the Michael Myers and Ruins being the second with the Predator, people always find a way to camp the maps. It's funny because when the DLC would drop, the first 2 weeks would be very enjoyable to play, because a lot of people were just running around getting used to the maps, accustomed to the routes. But as soon as you went into about 3 weeks to a month, everybody was camping the maps. Everybody found their ways to camp it, and just that's the community. So, you know, I'm glad to see that the Advanced Warfare has UAVs. Maybe that'll help. But I did enjoy the maps of Call of Duty Ghosts, the layout and everything. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Drop us an opinion. What's your favorite map, your least favorite map? Did you buy the DLC? Whatever. And we'll get into it a little bit more on the next video, Siege. Thanks, guys, for all your views, all your support, all your likes. This is Ness, and I'm out.